Hello, folks. Nearly forgot to turn the mic on. Welcome to a special edition of the Build Show. Normally on Thursdays, I talk about dev stuff or I talk about other stuff. But today we want to go through something that is really interesting in the drip community. Excuse me. The marketing DAO. So, without further ado. Hello, folks. My name is Potter. I'm one of the hosts of the Build Show. We are a show that kind of came from the crypto boom last year, and we kind of started because we went into drip. Really, this was only going to be drip, but as drip and the economy did a 180, we kind of pivoted, and so now we understand that the audience, if you're watching this, it's more than likely you're in drip, and so we just started to dedicate it more towards just drip in general. So one of the things that we wanted to talk about today, before I get started, at no time should this ever be construed as any kind of financial advice. I'm not giving assessments of what we see or I see with regards to the current market. So one of the biggest things that's been happening is with the drip community. You hear about a lot of communities. You hear about a Doge community. You hear about, Ethereum community. And you have this really strong community in drip. And what seems to be happening with us is we're getting smarter. And one of the reasons that we're getting smarter is because our dev, Forex Shark, he's taken on a lot. He's doing a lot. He's kind of building a company. And he has a certain methodology which is far more cautious than a lot of the degens or people who are in the drip community. Now, usually when that happens, you see everybody just completely go away. But what we've seen is the birth of what seems to be a solid community of people who are starting to put their own paths together, their own roadmaps on how to, I know this is a bad word in a lot of places, but to how to exploit, to make the most of the drip token, the drip faucet, the reservoir. And so what was born, at least one of the entities that was born, was the drip marketing DAO, started by Drip Coach. He's kind of the lead of it, and Scott the Investor, I believe, is in it. And I've seen Driptopian kind of, help promote what they are. So they've got a really good idea, and that is to market on behalf of the drip community, because we really don't get it. The past few months, past year, we've seen that Forex is really dedicated to Animal Farm. He sees the big potential there, but even on his AMA last week, or no, was it this week? He talked about how, for the first time I heard him saying, "Hey, drip community, hey fam, I created you. I know you're there. So I'm not asking you to trust me, but trust me." And that felt good, because before it was kind of like, shut up. You guys don't know what you're talking about. But I think even he can see that the community is getting smarter and starting to put things together, which is something that he wanted us to do as well. But let me say this about the drip marketing DAO. I will be, and I believe so will Matt, in the build via the builds faucet wallet that we have on the show. We will contribute to the DAO while at the same time being able to build a drip garden wallet. So disclosure out there. So I think I got a message. So before I get into it, let me look at the message. Hey Cole, good morning. Might be just me and you. Okay. So first off, Drip Coach, he's handsome as AF. Now, I'm not into guys, so you're safe there. But he's a physical trainer, like our own Matt Lane from Matt Lane Fitness. Check him out. He does shorts. He gives great advice on working out. I think there's simpatico there. But he's a physical trainer. He's a loyal dripper who is going to max out his wallet, which I think is good for the community, because when you have people use it, that means something. Tomorrow, I'm going to share what it means to be somebody who's gotten over that hump of, oh my God, I have to hydrate every day to just get $5. You get past that point. So now I'm starting to see it, and I'm able to pull money out or reinvest in Animal Farm, which I do believe in. Drip Coach is partnered, although his partner wasn't able to speak to the project like Drip Coach, except for Spritz, which is another thing that Drip Coach is into. But by the way, I did see Scott the Investor on another program, and that guy's really good. So if you want to check out somebody, that's a good one on the Build Show. Do not ask that you like, subscribe, or follow, but you can leave your comments. We'd appreciate it. Let us know what you think. We don't own YouTube, so at any time they can go. So it's not like we have copyrighted material. So I'm sure you follow a lot of people, subscribe to a lot of people. We're kind of like a hidden gem. My background is that I've worked for corporate America in big ways, traveled internationally, done very impactful assessments for cybersecurity for very big companies. So let's get back to Drip Coach, not me. He does have a wiki that explains the goal of the project. They have a Facebook page, a Telegram group, a Medium group. Now, from running promotions on Facebook, getting people to convert from clicky to buy is not easy, especially in Facebook. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. But he has a marketing campaign and a roadmap. He looks to educate people. But as we know, there are thousands of influencers out there. But the realistic point is, I think he knows that. So being aware of that is important. He's decided to go in Asia first. I think he's in the Philippines, but I'm not sure. That would explain some of his sleeping patterns. 1 second again. Okay, I might have needed water. He has expectations of people giving $5 average a month. Unclear what that outcome will be, but it seems like that's not a hard ask. Initial capital is in its fledgling stage. Funding is slow due to the newness of the project, and Drip Coach is an architect. He has very aspirational goals, but it is unknown if he has the pedigree to support the aspirational goals of the DAO solo. But that doesn't matter. Sometimes as a marketer, pedigree matters less than volition, and so does looks. Also, he has a program called Change 360, where percentage of his efforts will be for Drip versus his personal project to help people realize their full potential. I don't know. The Change 360 is a really cool program. It's a good idea. But, passion versus job, that's a wait and see. The relationships of all parties is fairly new, so the team dynamic has not been formed. And if we take a look at even Forex Shark and BB, we never thought they'd come apart. But you can look at Steve Jobs and Wozniak. Nobody thought they would separate either. So it'll be interesting to see the way that coalesces, the relationships between Drip Coach and other influencers, other people in the DAO. So far, I'd say it's really positive. He has the correct view of DeFi, but doesn't possess the technical dynamic of the blockchain, so we can't understand what programmers do or what they go through. He's commented, he watches the show, so he's commented that he has gotten into code, but as a professional developer, ugh, it's one thing to look at code. It's another when you've got a security vulnerability and you need to fix the exploit quick, push several changes, test it, and then push it live. So that's different. But as a marketing DAO, he's using the tools that are there to accelerate the growth, and the plan is pretty smart. He has a very good view of what's happening in financial markets. He likes William Wallace. Braveheart is one of his inspirations. As just Drip Coach spoke about, you can't lead without followers, and he hasn't appointed a lead. He wasn't appointed a lead, so he was motivated to take the reins and is waiting for people to show up. I think if one of the things that I've gotten from meeting thousands of people in the course of my professional career on all continents is that sometimes you can look at people, you can hear what they're saying, and you can know there's something different about you. There's something that you probably should pay attention to that guy. And I think Drip Coach is one of those guys. So he could be Braveheart, William Wallace, but he's got to have the people first. In DeFi, people are here to make money for the most part. They're interested in leadership. So actions. Even Drip Coach and the DAO, the marketing DAO, will tell you that it was born from a genesis of frustration of us watching our bags be impacted when Forex couldn't keep his eyes on it. So this is really empowering that he took the reins and is leading an effort to get the word out there, because Drip is really, it's the best, in my opinion, it's the best thing in DeFi. It really is there for people to take advantage of, but you have greedy people in the world and they always want to take advantage of the fact that, you're there trying to get money. He uses non-drip based referral system. I don't know why I put that. Drip Coach is very organized and has charted out his path. He's highly transparent with his actions other than exposing card numbers on his spritz card. So, I kind of think that has a lot to do with the overall review. Hold on one sec. Cole said, yeah, then we're in good company, right? Cole said, it's really super cool to see someone bring attention back to the garden. We really need it. I agree. And one of the things that I've done is I have, I created this freaking banner for the whole thing and didn't even put it up. But we're still talking about him. I agree. And, even though Forex is treating it as a kind of project, it really is very important to the drip price. And even him bringing attention to it, I think it means a lot. Having the on-ramp available, I think will even help us cause even more, because people want to look on an ad and then click to buy. I don't know if you've ever seen an ad on IG, but that's literally what you do. You want to click on something that you like and you go straight to the buy button. So I think that'll help his cause as well. So overall, I really believe that there's a lot of hope, but I think that they've put into action a lot of plans that seem very logical and will likely work if they don't quit. He's already started pushing ads. The ads are, they'll get better as the video person starts to get his feet under them, or her. And I think that, this or Foodtopia by Driptopian, or I haven't looked into Brick by Brick, but I might do assessments more on drip projects, drip related projects, which kind of brings me to one that I do want to talk about, which is Whale Candy. To let you know, I am in Whale Candy. I got in day 2. It's kind of like Avarice or Hex, or I think they call it Wise token. And it kind of takes a lot of the onus of people doing certain things. Uh, it makes it easier to see where your money's going, where it's going in. And the only negative that I saw, and I literally looked in the code, I was trying to find it again, but because the contracts are different, there was code, at least as of last night, that was giving him a 30% dev fee off of all the BNB that's being staked. So it'll say one number at the top when you go to the site, but 30% of that is going to him. Now he is a dripper. He is a person who wants to see drip prosper. But when you make that much money in a week, I've seen some of the best devs in DeFi get bitten by that greed bug. But 30% is a lot. So, it brings up my rug vibes, but the contract seems to work. Now, one of the things he says is he can't mint things. However, if you look on the tool on the website, when you click on it, it has minting is possible. So I asked about it in the Telegram chat and I didn't get an answer, which also triggered rug vibes. So I really thought, until I saw the 30%, until I didn't get an answer about the mint, I really thought it was the best thing since drip. I really thought it was going to compete with drip. But when you have a 30% dev fee, it's going to be hard to sell that it's not just a cash grab. Cool. It would be interesting to hear your back end take on these initiatives for sure. Yeah, thanks for that. It's not easy because you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but when you're doing an assessment of $1 billion company, they don't want to hear bad news either. And so people wouldn't bring me on projects sometimes because I don't hide. If I find something, I'm going to talk about it. And a lot of people who want to make money, they can look past something if someone shares that, we'll take care of it, and they have a relationship. They're more apt to believe them. That's not necessarily corruption or bad as much as it is factual. In a small town, if the sheriff knows a mom and one of their children is drunk on the side of the street, they might bring them home. They wouldn't do it in a big city, which is automatically you go to jail. So it makes sense that in these environments that people can have relationships and share, hey, I promise I'll take care of that. And so I look at Footopia's idea. What a great idea. Like, what a different way to take it and have it from a drip maxi who's saying, I dedicate myself to making this happen. I'm not just farting around. When we make money, I'm going to go buy faucets because ultimately I know I can grow my own bags. Hello. That's a beautiful thing. Now, the thing about oil candy, again, is supposedly it's burning drip, but I don't see anything that supports that. And it's really, I told Matt this morning, it's really starting to press my buttons that if you can get 700 BNB in a product in a week, and you're taking 30% of that, I would have taken 30% of that and bought drip, and I would have burned it to support my own bag for other people. If I was in this for me, I would be saying, I'd have all these little images popping up, subscribe, click like. I don't care about that. I didn't care about it when I was a cybersecurity person. How much you like me. No, that's true. Who doesn't like to be liked? But when it was my job, different lens, right? So I don't want to be beholden to people who click like and subscribe because we ask them to. I just want to show you guys what I see based on my professional expertise by me sitting in those big boardrooms with, people people surrounding the table who were as smart as me, or had more power than I'll ever have. That's intimidating, and it takes practice, but after years you develop a skin. And that's what I want to apply now to some of these drip projects that are side projects that are saying, hey, we're going to support drip. Show it. In a cybersecurity assessment, that's what I'm looking for. If you're saying that you're managing a control, show me the evidence that supports that you're managing that control. If you don't, that's a finding. And I'm going to have this finding, and I'm going to report it in my report, and that report goes up to the board and ultimately your shareholders. So let's go. Cole says, this is investing. I get it that you don't want to hurt feelings, but money and feelings don't belong in the same room. Honest assessments are important. Yeah, it is, but there was somebody that I even really, really liked, and I did an assessment, and I came back a year later and nothing had changed. And so I had to report that. And I knew that it was possibly impact my colleague, even though he wasn't with my company, but I'd gotten a relationship with him and it impacted his job. But people want the honest truth. And as a cybersecurity person, you have to have integrity. And if you don't have integrity, then nobody's going to trust you, or they shouldn't trust you. And so, that's what's so important, that you're not like, subscribe, or follow. Keep us in your back pocket. If you want to subscribe, just know that we didn't ask you to. We're like 2 away from 100. I think some people get to 100 subscribers like after 2 weeks. We've been on like a year and a half, but that's not why we're here. And I think I was talking with my mama yesterday, and I think that I'm starting to be more confident in what I'm saying. And drip has all to do with that. I can't thank Forex Shark enough for what he's done. I'd like to thank him more, though, if he could, let's go. But I respect his risk profile, and that he's not going to move to anybody's pace other than his own. But still, without Forex Shark in my life, I'm not here talking to you, telling you what I see. I'm working for, a company telling billion-dollar companies what I think. So it's not an easy path. It's not as fun as it was last year when we were all like, earn the dollar bills, y'all. But it is the future. It is going to happen. If you're watching this, you're somebody who gets it. You're somebody who knows there's something afoot. The things that we were talking about in 2022 with the banking system, they're happening now. How many people saw those? Just a couple dozen, maybe. But we talked about it already. And that's just based on my experience in the corporate world. It's not just a small experience. It's with the big players, the NFL folks. Not the NFL, not associated with the NFL. I'm just saying that level of a league. So, I hope the assessment of the marketing DAO you feel was fair. I think that they have a great ceiling that they can reach. I think that unlike other marketing campaigns where you have to look at numbers and analytics, look at your demographics, who they're marketing to is a specific niche. And you don't need analytics when you see the drip BUSD pair going up, when you see the liquidity drying up. Because if we get the liquidity to dry up as a community, we all prosper greatly. We've seen it before. And so we'll talk about a lot more tomorrow on the show with regards to what it's like in the drip world. Cole, I do owe you next week a view of the code I did get paid 1K, but for the app in the beta form, and so I'm going to be adding on stuff. But I'll walk you through that. I'll show you what I did. I had to integrate different components and then merge them all together, because one of the things for me is, if it's going to be an app at all, it has to be secure, and you can't always be secure, but you can align to leading practices. I think Forex is a good example of that. But I'll show you what I did there, and I'll let you know how close I am to possibly doing something with Web3. But if I do anything with Web3, it's all for drip. I won't charge any dev fees. I want us all to follow what Forex set up. I want us all to be wealthy people, because we're kind of smart to be in drip in the first place. So I want us all to prosper. I don't want to get rich. Been there, been a millionaire twice, and it's not anything. I know that people say, yeah, right, but I'm telling you, the more taxes you pay, the more problems you have. It's not about the money. It's about what you do for people in this life. And drip is that future. And the marketing DAO has the ability to bring that to the people. So I wish them luck. I think that they're awesome. And cool. I'm glad you're looking forward to it. Until next time, guys. Game on.